Hey there! My name is Brandon Howe, and welcome back to my Making a Game series. In the last episode, we made an abundance of particle systems, mainly for explosions. Actually, all for explosions. So now, we have explosions for our shots, for things that we explode, for the player, for our enemies, and all of that glorious stuff. So cool. Everything is exploding in more detail. Now, in this episode, we're going to be continuing our particle system journey and making some jet systems, mainly for our player and our enemies. Yes, so let's get to that. So we shall start with the player, and as such, we are going to make a new particle system. Going to effects, particle system, and now we have this, starting from the same spot as before. Actually, no, yeah, we'll start from here. So we'll call this player jet. Now, because it's coming out of, I don't know, these blue potential water type things, who knows? We'll make it blue, and then we can go, and we want it to still be a cone. Maybe we want it to be faster, lifetime less, speed up. Adding more randomness to it, like so. Random between two constants. So lifetime 1 and 2. We want it to come out really fast, I'd say, but then kind of shrink and die off quickly, and in more abundance. Actually, maybe not that much abundance, because there's going to be 3 of them. So something like that, and then we're going to want to go over to size over lifetime and set that to slowly go down like that, so they sort of shrink out of existence. And then over to velocity, I think is fine. Let me just sort of kind of get an idea, positioning it sort of where it'll be. Whoa. Going in here. And also getting rid of that 90-degree turn. Actually, I guess setting that to 180, so it's sort of going in that direction. Just placing it behind. Is it actually behind? Is there? Yeah, well, so zeroing that out. That point 1.5. These numbers don't matter right now. We'll be setting an actual empty game object on the player of where these jets are going to spawn. We'll also, yeah, looping's on. It's still not. I'd like this to be smaller, a lot smaller. So going over to start size. I'll set it to a random between two constants. We'll go 0.1 and 0.5. Something like that. It's also, oh, okay, it's too wide, I believe. So over to the shape, still a cone. Yeah, we want it to be a lot smaller of an area of spawning. Then we can also mess with the angle as well. So radius, we'll make that 0.1. So it's only spawning out of there. And then we can mess with the angle. Alright, so we can just leave that at 25. I think that is fine. Actually, I'll make it 20, just so it's slightly thinner. Radius thickness, I don't really know what that is going to do, so I'll just also put that to 0.1, I guess. Save that there. Alright, so we got that, but still not enough. If we set that 250, there we go. Except, let me then make that even more thin. Okay, so that, I think, looks good. Might be maybe too many particles. We'll see. Actually, I could set the start size to 0.25, and then I'll need less. So let's go 30. All right. We'll see what it looks like when we actually have all 3 of them in, and then see if it's too much or too little. So now going down to our particle systems, taking this won't need any sort of destroy by time things or anything like that. Any other things that we might need? We could experiment. We could have trails or something like that, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to then make that a prefab. Actually, yeah. Then I'm going to go over to our player here, and under our player ships, whoa, don't know how long that's been. Like that centerpiece. Oops. Yeah, then under our jets, now we're going to want to put one player jet under each jet, I guess. And then I guess we can zero all of this out. And hope that it's... Whoa, sorry, that to 1. This to 0. Now it's facing almost the right direction with a 90-degree tilt, then it is. So now taking that, duplicating it, putting it over here, and then zeroing all these out again, except with the 90-degree tilt. And then duplicating it again, and then going here, and then same deal. And as well, because these are spinning, that should hopefully look cool. I hope. Actually, I don't know if we spin it. I don't know. Is it going to... Oh, yeah, it rotates them like that. There is a way... Let me shift select all of these right now. There is a way to make it so that when we turn them, that the particles kind of have their own velocity. Will inherit velocity do that? Multiplier 1. Then if I rotate these, do they... Nope, not that one. So I'll set that back to 0 and disable that. There is something somewhere in here. External forces? Nope. Maybe up here. It's just a matter of... There's a lot of different... Yeah, things in here. Oh, stimulation space. World. There's a lot of different settings in here. So there's a lot of customizability, but it can be hard to find things sometimes. So now... Yes, now we turn them and they don't actually turn. Alright, so now let's just go in and see what that looks like. Who? Oh, nice. Alright, so we got that now. That is perfect. Whoa. So, and that, I don't think that's too much. Yes, I think that is good. In fact, I might increase the size a bit. And then I could also put in that randomness color thing. So, whoa. Bam, bam, bam. All right, now I'm going to go and I can set this to 1. I eventually also could put in a different object so that these kind of have not as smooth edges. What if I increase this? And then I could go and then set this to be a random between 2 colors. Yeah, I think that works. And then, all right, over to here. I don't know, other values. Oh, I could set this to 0 as a minimum, so it's some kind of just stay behind. We could also, I actually just want to see what inherent velocity does when we are moving our player around. So now going in and having a look at this, we don't want that, I don't think. All right, so let's not have that there. So instead, I think this could work like this. Again, just more fiddling, yada yada. I will set that to 0, and I actually am going to just turn this down a decent bit, just because I don't want too many particles on screen at once. Start lifetime, yeah. Do they exist for long enough? I think so. Might be a bit distracting with the gameplay and all that. Yeah, I think that's a bit too much. So actually I will go and set start size to a low of 0.5. Start speed of 0. Rate over time, we'll set that to 25. And then I will also, yeah, this angle here, set that to maybe 5. What else we could... Duration, that doesn't matter because it's going to be looping. Start lifetime, I could have some of them... I can lower that, I guess. Actually, I could go between... I could go do it like this. That would have... and 1.5 maybe. Start speed, that and that. What happens if I set that to something just arbitrarily large? Who? That looks inconsistent. Did I only change 1? I did. Okay, oops. So, actually, I'll do that, and then if I go override, that should update the rest. Except it probably won't. Actually, then I can go, if I revert this, and then revert this, now they should all be the same. I'm just going to shift select all of them right now, so if I change things, then I will actually change all 3 of them, as opposed to just the 1. No, I don't think. I think it was better before. All right, so start size maybe. So this to 30, shape over to back to 10, then lifetime to 2 and 0.5, and then start speed from 0 to that. Actually, maybe 0.1 to 50, and then start size. I guess let's try that then. Just waiting a second. All righty then. Oh, and wasn't watching out for the asteroid there. All right, so I think that's good. Okay, maybe too fast. Right, I set the speed to 50. That's what the other thing I did was set that back to 20. Yes, that would also make it thicker. All right, so that works for that. So now we're going to apply that to the player, which will actually... I don't know if these still count as being... Yeah, they still count as being part of the jet, but then this... Yeah, all right, so they're still their own things. That's nice. So, yes, all right, so we got that now in place. Cool, so now we want to do the same for the enemies, which should be pretty easy. I'm going to duplicate this, bring it out. We'll turn this into... I don't think... Yeah, our asteroids won't have any particle system. I don't think. We'll just have our enemies out of, yeah, these big jet things that they have behind them. So we'll now turn this into enemy turn jet. Enemy turn jet. And then that's our purple guys here. So we'll change that. Purple, magenta, whatever. I guess we'll do that. And then also black. And, oh, I should probably then move it over. And 0 out all of this. Drag that over and over to here, just sort of testing how it looks on one of them. Zooming in a whole bunch. All right, so we're also going to have 2 of them, one coming out of this jet, one coming out of this jet. That I think looks good. Oh, this is still 50. Wait, why is that's 20, 20, and 20? Why did whatever, anyway. Actually, yeah, wait, why are these numbers so very, very different? I'm going to go and copy component there and paste this here. Paste component values so that it's the same, and then changing it back to the magenta color. That's more pink, but it's fine. Mixed with the black, like this color that I'm seeing here, looks fine. So now we have that. They're not moving that fast, so maybe I won't have that be coming out as fast. And then I will let there be a speed of 0. Or no, I won't. 0.1. Start that. Any other values that we could change here? Maybe we could change a... Actually, if there's going to be a lot of enemies, we might want to make sure that that's pretty low. Just so that when there's a lot of enemies on screen, we don't have so many particles. I'm also going to decrease this lifetime down to 1. Maybe 0.25. Just so we don't have too many particles to worry about. That to 20, start size. And then maybe just to change it so it doesn't look exactly like the player's one, we'll make that start size be a little bit bigger. All right, so that hopefully will work for that. I'm going to make it its own new prefab variant. Oh, I don't want that. I want it to be completely its own thing. Sorry, so unpack prefab completely. Delete this. And then take this and make it its own unique prefab. I guess I could experiment with that prefab variant thing, but that's kind of new. I've never experimented with it before, so I don't want to risk messing things up. So anyway, now we're going to go to our enemy turn prefab, open that, and then add our new particle system to it. So particle systems, our enemy turn jet here. So putting that as a child object of that. Yeah, it's way not where we want it to be. 0 that out. Zoom in. Rotate it -90. Yep. And then going over sort of to where these jet endpoints are. So something like this, but then it'll also need to be rotated not that way, this way. Nope. Okay, going into this mode, rotating it kind of that way. That works, I guess. Not actually as, maybe like something like that. No, that's, all right. Actually, now I should be able to rotate this. So maybe 115. Weird number, but I think it works. Saying the wide, no, not that. Whoa. Where everything's gone, where to go? Okay, there we go. So now this, taking this, sort of seeing how that looks, moving it in a bit. Yeah, all right, now we're going to duplicate it and put it on the other side by just making this X value negative and then making this positive. And then adding 180 or subtracting 180 from it, so it's going the other way. All right, so now we got both of these guys coming out like that. Cool. So now we have that. I'm going to test out how that looks, and then we'll move on to our enemy turn, or our enemy shoot enemies. So now we got these. Pew, pew, pew. Waiting just a second. So now we got these guys. Ooh, yes, I think that looks good. Hopefully. My only just worry is if having too many particles on screen will be a problem. But I guess we will just wait until they actually become a problem. So now we'll delete this. We don't need it anymore. Hold up. Did I actually... Yeah, sorry, yeah. So yes, we don't need that anymore. Applying that. And now going and taking our enemy turn jet, duplicating that, turning it into our enemy shoot just by changing the colors. Enemy shoot jet. Now changing this to orange. Something like that. And we can get rid of that almost 60 value there. So now going out of there and now finding our enemy shoot, opening that. This will only have one jet at the back. And since it only has one, we could make it bigger. Enemy shoot jet, dragging that in as a child object there, and then rotating it 90, negative 90, and then sort of putting it at the back there. And actually, that does seem to be a fine size, I guess. I'll just put that in just a little bit more. Cool. Actually, maybe a little bigger. Actually, I could have just increase the start size. No. Let that be smaller. Maybe I could increase the lifetime to 1.5. And I could also go and take the angle and maybe increase it just a tad. Just so it's a little wider. All right, and that I think works. So now going out of that, finally taking our, where is it? Enemy shoot jet, duplicating that again, and then making the enemy turn and shoot, or shoot and turn, whatever. Just being consistent, actually, is it turn and shoot, just to be consistent. And, oh, that has an extra space in it that I don't want. So enemy turn and shoot. Jet, opening that up and then turning that to green. That works. And then as well, I'm going to make its shape a lot wider just because where it's coming out will be wider, I guess. And then we could make, I could set that to 0.5 or, well, not, no, I can leave that as the same, I guess. All right, so now we will go and to our enemy, turn and shoot, taking this, there, opening this, or finding our enemy, turn and shoot, jet, and then dragging that in as a child object, putting it over here, giving it the negative 90 turn, and that seems to be working. All right, and I think I might make it even wider just because that is a very wide jet thing. And I actually might maybe turn this up to 25 just so it has more stuff because it's bigger anyway. And then I can increase the angle. Cool. All right, now let's test if those work. like we think that they will. So now going in here, we got our player's jet. We have explosions. Cool. And again, more editing can be done. I could also make more little explosions for minor things like our shots, and there are jet systems for our shots and things like that. But I think you get the gist of how all this is going. So now we got that. I think... Yeah, I think that looks good. Those are definitely too thin, I think. We definitely want more stuff coming up for those guys. They need to be more menacing. Also, because this is 2, it has double. So now in here, we should be able to just modify these in here. So our enemy turn. So it has 2 jets. That's making 20. So that's 40. So then we can go here. I guess I can increase this to... Oh, I thought that I increased this to like 25. Whatever. So I'll increase that to 40. Actually, we can just see what happens if I make it a really high 50. Yes. Bam. And then I'm also going to go to the shoot jet over here and then turn that up a bit as well to also 40. And now we'll see what those look like, slightly improved. Boom, boom, here. Ta-da. All right. Cool, so those work. Getting down here. These enemies, they seem to work perfectly fine. Cool. I think that's good. But those are still really small. Okay, I don't like that. I want the enemy turn and shoot to be a lot thicker. So let me actually have a look at why they're not. Enemy turn and shoot. Down here. Did this get... Oh, I changed it here. It didn't get updated over yonder. Actually, I can go revert, which should then make it part of the prefab. So now playing this, there's no way for me to like view it without having all the orangeness around it, I don't think. Whoa, all right, so there we go. Yes, all right, so that works there. Yeah, no, I think that works fine. So that's that all done. Now, one other minor thing I'm going to do as well, since I have a little bit more time left, we're going to dabble in some music a little bit. So in the next episode, we're going to be worrying about sound effects and all of that, I think. But that's going to take probably quite a while to, when we get our sound effects, to be putting different sound effects on every little thing. So I'm going to tackle music here just so that next episode isn't as long. There's one episode a little bit ago that was like an hour and a half. Oops on that. So here I've found different music sources on the internet, just a bunch of random little things. Actually, I got them just from here, from YouTube's audio library. Just a whole bunch of different music things in here that they're slowly increasing, I guess. That it's all copyright free, royalty free. You can use them and not get sued, which is good. There's also other sources you can probably find, but usually you have to like give credit to where you get the music from. With things like this, you don't. There's also a sound effects thing here, which I haven't really checked out much, but I guess I'm about to. So yeah, just finding different things in here. There's different moods, genres, instruments, all of that, and durations and all that. And so I was able to find all of these in there. And these are just random things that could potentially work. One thing I also find, so with something like this, our game is a lot more action-y, I guess. Music that would tend to work for like our levels might be more fast-paced and whatnot. If you're having trouble finding stuff like that, then you can find normal music and then up the speed, which is something that we can do in Unity. I also don't have any sort of audio editing or creating software on my computer, so I'm kind of out of luck there. But anyway, so we have music here. Let's I actually forget what most of these sound like, so let's find music that could work for this. No, I think it was this the one that I found? We could take this and then like double the speed. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna be right back. I'll just listen through all these and then find the one that I was actually planning to use for this level. I'll be right back. Alright, so now after finding music, let's add it to our scene. This is the music that we'll use for this level template, and we'll use this music for our main menu and level select. And we'll do some coding to have the music persist between both scenes. So this, in order to add music to our scene, we can just simply drag and drop it, and now it exists. It automatically creates a new empty game object, adds an audio source with that audio clip in there. So we're going to rename this to level music. I also created 2 folders, one called potential music. Like, that's just music that I have found but haven't actually put in the game, having the separate folder of music that I'm actually using, just so I can sort of keep track of that. We're also going to want to have play on awake checked, as it already is, and we're also going to want to check loop, so that the music will loop. So now let's go in and just sort of see how this sounds. So yeah, I think that works. I'm also going to clear up this side. Another thing you can mess with is messing with this pitch. That will speed up or slow down. See, I think this restart. Actually, just to make this easier, I'm going to go to our player and deactivate that active thing so we can't get hurt, just to make this easier. Post-recording Brandon cutting in for a second during a section of the video where I'm messing with the pitch and all that stuff of our music here. It really drowns out me talking, and all you can hear is the music just kind of blaring. So yeah, basically all I was saying is that you can mess with the pitch of the different audio clips, and it's actually kind of cool how it can create very different sounding music. You can go into the negative. It sounds really interesting. So basically, that was my point with all that. For future reference, now I know that I need to make sure the music's a lot quieter. So I'm actually just going to set that volume down to like 0.5, and hopefully my voice doesn't get drowned out as much. Anyway, take it away, past me. Now, another thing I want to do is, we're likely to probably be dying a lot in our levels, and they'll probably be pretty short. So we don't want the player just kind of hearing the first few seconds of our music over and over. We're going to instead set up a system so that the music sort of persists every time that we reload a scene, and then it doesn't persist when we go back to our level select. So let's do that. So we're going to then possibly set up some kind of maybe like a music manager script that'll like test. Okay, so just thinking about how I want to go about this. So yeah, I think we'll actually, yeah, on this level music thing, we can add a script to it called we'll just call it level music controller. No, level music, and that over here, not there. We want to go over here. So in this, this will be attached to the level music object. So on start, we're going to want to go don't destroy on load. That'll make it so it doesn't get destroyed. In it, don't destroy on load game object. However, there is now a time when we do want it to get destroyed, and that's when we go out to a different scene. Well, mainly the level select, I believe. So just thinking about how what might be better is if instead over on our game manager, since that's mainly what controls going between these scenes. Actually, no, it doesn't. The pause manager does that as well. Yeah, it goes to different scenes. Okay, because there is... Okay, so... Okay, no, idea. Plan. I have a plan. All right, so on this, actually, we'll have a... we will get a reference to the... we'll add a using Unity Engine .scene management so we can get the name of the scene that we're currently in, and then we can test. So we want the music to stay in whenever we reload, but as soon as we go to any other scene, we want it to get destroyed. So we can make a private string here called level, and we will on start go don't destroy on load game object, and then we will also go level equals level equals scene manager dot get active scene dot name, and then in our update function there's no void function for testing like if we change scenes. So in our update function we'll just have to go if level is equal to scene manager is equal to getting the name of the scene that we're currently in, or if it's not equal to it, then we'll destroy the game object. Destroy and game object, and that should hopefully do that. I hope. Yeah. And then we're gonna want to then add our level music thing here. Cool. So now let's test if that works. So now if we die, actually I'm gonna have to turn this off because, yeah, so there, yes. So now let's start this. All right. And now if we die, it should continue. Nope, except now we have multiple instances of it. No, right, yes. I forgot about, yeah, singleton stuff. So, right, in order to make sure that there's only one version of our level select in, or of our level music in a scene, we are going to want to, okay, so we're going to have a private level music called instance. Okay, so then on start, oh, actually I have a better idea now, so we don't have this update thing running every scene. Okay, so we're running every frame when we don't need it to. Okay, I have a better idea of how we can actually sort of test when we changed a scene. So if okay, so if instance is not equal to null, or sorry, if instance is equal to null, so if instance is equal to null, then that means that we've just started the game, or the scene, which means, okay, so which means then we want to do this, set it to don't destroy on load, and then also set this version of the class, so this dot, I think I can just go instance equals this, which will refer to this version of the class. Right. Oh, sorry. No, I'm also going to want to, no, I think I have to make this static, and then that'll make all versions of the level music thing have the same version of this, something like that. Okay, so then level, so then setting our level thing there. So if it's equal to null, then do this. Otherwise, if we go into a scene and it's not equal to null, then it should destroy itself so that there is only one instance, or else if instance is not equal to this, then destroy game object. Yes, I think that'll work. And then we can also use that as, no. Okay, yeah, okay, no. I have a better idea of how we can deal with the other destroy thing, but I'll get to that in a second. Waiting here. So I have one of these. Destroy it. Please work. Yes! Okay. I wasn't sure if that was going to work. Alright. probably explaining it very poorly, but I guess look up stuff like singletons, and then you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to do. Basically, making sure that there can only be one instance of this class. So if there's multiple, if we had multiple level musics here, this instance variable, because it's static, will be the same on every single level music script. As such, if we set this instance equal to, so of the 4 that we have here, equal to this one, then on this one's level music script, its instance is going to be set also to this one will also be set to this one will also be set to this one, and this one will be set to this one. And then by testing, making sure only the instance 1 exists and destroying all the rest, that'll make sure that there's only one. More or less. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. So now that'll handle that. Now we will go and handle our level select music. So main menu and level select will have the same music, I think. So here we're going to go to here and this, dragging that in. I'm just going to call it menu music. And then I believe when I was experimenting with this, I changed it to like 1.25 and that sounded good. Also looping that. Okay. Now, actually, yeah. So I'm going to make another script called menu music. Whoa. Yeah, okay, now letting, when that loads in, opening this up, doing the same trick with the instance thing. So back over here, I'm just gonna copy this entire start and like that whole those lines of code, except we don't need this level thing there. So it does not like this. Why? Oh, because we want this to be a menu music. All right, so now instead, we only want to destroy the level music when we go back to the level select, so we can use this menu music to test if a level music exists and then destroying it. All right, so now private, or actually no, if yeah, so we'll then go on void start instance equals null. So if so if instance is equal to null, then it sets it that, and then if instance is equal to this, then it's going to destroy itself. So on this code, what we will do, so this will be, so if we have one of these menu musics on the main menu and on the level select, when we first start the game, it'll go to the main menu, and then it'll run this section of code here because it's the only instance of it. Then when we go to the level select, no, hold up. Okay, I just need to take a moment to think about that. Trying to talk and code at the same time is actually really difficult, especially when I haven't really planned. I wasn't planning to do all this initially, but I'm being way too over-convoluted about this, I think. So yes, I want to do the instance stuff. I'm going to get rid of this level code here. And what I will do is just on everything that will change the scene, so specifically only the pause manager and the game manager that can cause this to leave the scene. Whenever it's about to leave the scene, it'll go and find the level music and then just destroy it. That'll be just easier. So destroy level music, or sorry, find object of type level music dot game object. There, that's a lot easier, and I don't need to be so convoluted about it. So doing that there, we're also going to go to our game manager and then do the same, except we won't do it on restart. Yes. Okay. Bam, bam. Yes. So then now on our, to deal with our menu music, which will just do that. Actually, I'm just realizing that means that both of these are the same. Actually, if I delete this, So I can just call this, I'll just rename this to something that works for both. So instead, actually, I'm just going to call it Music Manager. Music Manager. Then doing that, and then we'll have this on all of that music stuff, and we won't need it on this. That. And then on our level nodes, wherever that was, the thing that allows, on level manager, that allows us to go between levels. This will, when we go to a level, it'll destroy the menu manager music, or the menu music game object. So it'll be the same. Nope, not that. It'll be going back to over here, taking this. Oh wait, why are you erroring? Oh, because yeah, music manager, copying that, going here, pasting it there, and then going over to here, and then pasting it there as well. That should handle all of our problems with that. So now we're gonna have to go out and rename a bunch of stuff to account for that, but that will be fine. So now level music, we're going to rename that to Music Manager, letting that compile, and then we're going to delete our menu music script because we don't need it. Bam. And then now menu music, going down, scrolling down, and adding a Music Manager script to it. Yeah, Music Manager, right there. And then now I'm going to copy this, go to our level select, paste that in there as well, and then I'm going to go to over to our level template, and this should already have a Music Manager on it. All right, now I think this is all going to work. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but let's see. So we got this. If we die and restart, it works perfectly fine. If we pause, go back here, then this should work. Yes. And then going like this. Oh no, it destroyed the other one. Oh, and we got errors. All right, let's handle these. Not a problem, right? Why would that have a problem? Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, wait, letting something recompile here. What's going on over here? So it's not it didn't find the particle system? Now, why might that be? I don't know how long that error has existed. But anyway, so let me just go through this again. I pause this and go out here. Oh, because these are going to levels 1, 2, and 3, and they don't, yes, okay, shoot. So I'm going to delete our level 1 here. Just quickly rename this level template scene to level 1. Go there. Okay, so this isn't as broken. I think it will work. Hopefully. So hitting play, going out, level select. Boom, this works. Going in here. Boom, it works. All right, thank you. It works. All right, so we got that all done. All right, that was a trek there. So, anyways, now that we got our music set up, and now in different levels, we can just drag and drop in our level music, add in our music manager, and we should be all good to go on that. Alright, so now that'll do it for this episode. In the next episode, we'll deal with making sound effects, or I'll already get all the sound effects in advance, and then just sort of placing them in on our different objects, and then writing code to have them play when we want them to play, mainly for, I guess, shooting, exploding. We could have just a normal sound of our ship moving around, maybe things like that. I'll figure that out just depending on what I can find. Alright, but yeah, so that'll do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a good day.